The following is a production of Learfield Sports.
Right now on UMass Sports Insider, UMass football is heading east for a final time this season, playing at Gillette Stadium Saturday and trying to break through for a big MAC East victory. We'll take a look at the matchup against Akron. And as conference tournament play approaches for the fall sports squads, we'll preview the A-10s for UMass field hockey as they try and carry some late season momentum into a run towards the NCAAs. Plus, you'll get to meet some team leaders for both UMass soccer teams, including two Arizona natives hoping to lead the Minutemen back to the postseason, and a Minute woman who has overcome illness to return to the field for her senior campaign. In November, and kicking things into high gear, UMass Sports Insider next. You're watching UMass Sports Insider, presented by Mafre Insurance, Coca-Cola, and Office Depot Office Max. UMass gets one more chance to play at beautiful Gillette Stadium in Foxborough this season, a venue where earlier this season, Coach Whipple's squad nearly knocked off a pair of teams having fantastic seasons in Temple and Toledo. Now Terry Bowden brings his Akron Zips to Eastern Mass, and the Minutemen will look to earn a big victory in a nationally televised affair. Hello there, welcome to UMass Sports Insider. I'm your host, Josh Maurer. It's our first show in the month of November, which is annually one of the biggest months of the college sports year. Now, the fall sports teams are competing for championships, and the winter sports seasons are getting underway. Today, we start with football, where last week, once again, UMass was just a few plays away from getting that precious victory, this time on the road at Ball State. Let's take a look back and see what it looked like, presented by Office Depot Office Max.
Back to pass, they're going to load up and throw it to Williams deep against Randall Jett. Jett goes up inside the UMass 30. Jett intercepts the football and is tackled to the ground by Williams. What a play. A shotgun snap for Neal, who's facing a blitz. He's hit, and the ball stripped and recovered by the Minutemen. A strip sack and a fumble recovery for Churn Singh. The safety made a heck of a play. He did it all. 5 wide, first and goal. Frohnapple throws it to the right side. It's caught, and then diving into the end zone. Touchdown, Elgin Long on a quick hitter. Frohnapple hits Long, and UMass is in the end zone for the first time today.
Well, now we welcome on head coach Mark Whipple as you get set for your final trip to Gillette this year. We were talking about it at the beginning of the program, Coach. Your two games at Gillette Stadium this season have been against very difficult competition and very good efforts by your team, very nearly victories. What is it about playing at that place that you think is giving your team such a good edge?
Well, I'd like to know. We need to finish, really. We need to play a good fourth quarter. I think our guys get excited to play there. They're comfortable, and now we just got to play 4 quarters.
Let's talk about Akron. This is a team that Terry Bowden brings in with a terrific defense. Even though they lost last week, held their opponent Central Michigan to just 2 touchdowns. It's a team that statistically is among the best defensively in the conference, right?
Yeah, they are. And they had, like us, had a tough out-of-league schedule. You know, obviously having to go to Oklahoma, but they're playing really well. Physical, you know. Chuck Amato does a great job. Terry and Bowden does a great job. Guys that have coached at all the levels and won a lot of championships, so it'll be a hard-fought game.
Coach, last week we saw a lot more of a consistent rushing attack from your team. In the game at Ball State, both Jamal Wilson and then Marquise Young, kind of later in the game, he got things rolling. Is that the way you envision going forward, trying to split carries between those guys and keep the offense going that way on the ground?
Well, if they're giving it to us, they were playing a lot of prevent defense against the pass game, so you know, we're going to take what they give us and not force the issue, and those guys made some plays. We just had too long of fields and just got to get the ball in the end zones. The name of the game, we missed a couple throws, but those 2 guys played all right for us.
And you played very well, I thought, for the most part on defense. You held Ball State really in check a lot of that game. Churn Singh, a safety who's getting his first extensive action this year, he had a big strip sack, and there were plays made by a lot of guys on defense last week, weren't there?
Yeah, we played all right. Nobody really played well, Josh, to be honest with you. We didn't play well on offense, we didn't play well on defense, we didn't play well on special teams, and guys had opportunities to make plays and we didn't make them, and those are some of our best players. So I expect a much better effort this week, and I know we'll get it at Gillette.
And what have you done this week to try to clean some of that stuff up as you get ready to take on an Akron team that you're going to have to play very well to beat?
We're going to practice a lot harder, work a little bit harder, and make sure that we're in shape to, when the fourth quarter hits, that we've got some energy.
You know, you get into the final month of the season. Everybody's going to have their nicks, their bruises. You haven't had a bye week this year. How do you feel the overall state of health for your team is as you come into these final 4 games?
Well, you know, we got some guys nicked, but the next guy's got to step up and make some plays, and some young guys got to be ready, especially on special teams, and they will be, and our coaches will get them prepared, and I'll have them prepared for this weekend.
Well, it's a big game, noon on Saturday against Akron. We'll see you at Gillette Stadium. Coach, thanks so much for the time today.
Yeah, thanks, Josh.
There's head coach Mark Whipple. Well, we are just getting started here on UMass Sports Insider. On the other side of this quick timeout, we're hitting the pitch to look at 2 leaders for UMass men's soccer. A pair of West Coast kids starring for a squad that overcame a slow start to the season to make a run at a postseason berth in the Atlantic 10 this fall. We'll be right back. Keep it here.
It's football season, and that means excitement, thrills, and adventure. Enjoy friends and family VIP status when your Minutemen take to the field at Gillette Stadium. Be there Saturday, November 7th, as we face Akron. For just $80, you'll get 4 great seats, a $20 voucher to use any way you'd like in stadium, amazing local discounts, and free parking. Let the season begin with you. Call 866 UMass Tix to get this exclusive deal and lock in your seats today.
Forward-thinking insurance company with a global network, focused on taking care of you and your family, providing freedom from worry everywhere you go. Mafre Insurance, a forward-thinking insurance company with a global network, providing friendly service with over 2,000 professionals taking care of you and your family. Mafre Insurance.
I'm getting ready to shop for school supplies, and I'm kind of super excited about it.
A number 2 pencil, it'll get you through the day. This is what you need.
Why didn't I get enough pencils?
Like, I'd open a pack of paper, and I'd be like, it smells like learning.
Love that sound.
Oh, the future is now, ladies and gentlemen.
This is what I'm gonna get. This right here.
I am a student again, and I can do anything, and I have an agenda.
Leadership isn't given. It's earned, realized, accomplished, fulfilled, won. Leadership isn't given. It's taken.
Welcome back to UMass Sports Insider. It's getting close to A10 championship time for both men's and women's soccer and field hockey. So for the rest of this episode, we'll get you set for those tournaments, beginning with men's soccer, where UMass has overcome a rough start to the season to get into contention for a postseason spot. They play their final game here at Rudd Field on Saturday against Fordham, and will get into the championship field with a win, thanks in large to 2 seniors who have come all the way from the West Coast to help lead Coach O'Leary's team. Let's take a look at them, presented by Mafre Insurance.
I actually had never even heard of UMass before I got recruited by Coach Koch. I came out here, it was in May, it was in the spring, so the weather was nice when I came out here, obviously. It was a great campus, great school, I love the coaching staff, love the team. A good friend of mine now, Coach Koch, came out to watch him play, and I just totally randomly got seen.
There was a kid on my team that was also getting recruited to come here, and we ended up coming here together. I ended up committing around April, but it was probably one of the best choices I've made in my life.
They're fun guys. They're fun guys, not a lot of phases them. Maybe that's a West Coast thing. They're both good technically. and they're a joy to be around. So if that's what Arizona has to offer, I think we'll be going back there again to recruit.
I don't know, living here, seeing 4 seasons a year has been awesome. Obviously it's a great school, a lot of fun. My experience on the field has been second to none.
Well, freshman and sophomore year, it kind of tricked me because we had very mild winters, and then junior year just sprung on me, and I was like, what did I get myself into? It's been great seeing the 4 seasons. It's something we don't experience, just hot, and not as hot. It's really cool to get to experience a different side of the world.
So one thing I always know is the West Coast guys come east, they dress like they're on the West Coast and they complain it's too cold. So whereas everyone on the East Coast has got jeans and a sweatshirt on, they're still going around in boxer shorts and moaning about the weather. So it takes them a little bit of time to get used to it.
My freshman year, I came out here and there's a kid, Brett Canapa, and I could not understand a single word he was saying. He was from Hingham, so a Boston guy, could not understand a single word he was saying. So the accent, obviously the culture, the food is awesome. Clam chowder, never had it before I came out here. That's amazing. I mean, yeah, definitely a home away from home.
We've got guys from the East Coast, the Midwest, the West Coast. And I think the common bond is obviously soccer and UMass. And they love both their soccer, they love UMass.
We played a lot against each other. In club ball, we played each other a lot. It was pretty much always our teams playing for the state championship. Fortunately for me, I always usually came out on the right end of it.
Me and him didn't really get along on the field. We were the top 2 teams in our state.
There's a few kids on my team that definitely hated playing against Morris because I can't think of a better word to say but annoying to play against.
Knowing that he was coming here just made the decision to come here a lot easier, knowing that that's the kind of caliber of player that we were bringing in.
I've become a lot more independent, coming out here, having to make all new friends, not knowing really anyone out here. And I think that has helped me transfer it onto the field.
Neither of them are over vocal, but they just lead by example. So all our young guys get to see them. They see guys who work very hard in training, try to get better, are physically fit, are 2 of our top players when we start games, and are 2 of our top players when we finish games. Mark scored, to score a hat-trick against a top team, and URI is pre-season ranked to finish 2nd or 3rd in the league.
It was just a great experience to have that, knowing that when I look back at this, I'm always going to have that memory, and personally it's just one of my best memories here. And then luckily my family was at the game too, so they got to see that. Our goal for this year is to basically get UMass started again, get it back to where it was when Coach Koch was here.
The legacy I want to leave is that UMass is a soccer school that will be put on the map very soon, if not this year.
For both Ellis and Morris, it's senior day on Saturday as UMass hosts Fordham here at Red Field. And again, the Minutemen clinch a spot in the Atlantic 10 tournament field with a victory. Time for us to take a quick break here on UMass Sports Insider. When we come back, we're previewing the conference tournament for UMass field hockey. A year after dropping a heartbreaker in the championship game, Coach Tagliente and the Minutewomen head to Philly this weekend, trying to earn their way back to the NCAAs. Don't go away.
It's football season, and that means excitement, thrills, and adventure. Enjoy friends and family VIP status when your Minutemen take to the field at Gillette Stadium. Be there Saturday, November 7th, as we face Akron. For just $80, you'll get 4 great seats, a $20 voucher to use any way you'd like in stadium, amazing local discounts, and free parking. Let the season begin with you. Call 866-UMass-TICKS to get this exclusive deal and lock in your seats today.
We are back on UMass Sports Insider, and as we've been talking about, for the fall sports, it's championship season. This weekend in Philadelphia, the Minutewomen field hockey team tries to earn a championship and go back to the NCAA tournament, and we're joined by their head coach, Carla Tagliente. This segment presented by Office Depot Office Max. And first of all, Coach, congratulations on the way the regular season ended. You needed to win a bunch of games in the A-10 to get into the tournament. Only 4 teams make it. And what do you know? You win your final 3, including last weekend at Davidson. I know it was a big accomplishment. Talk about what you did these last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think, retrospectively looking at it now, it sounds like a lot. At the time, we kind of got started on the back foot a little bit, and, we actually started well with St. Joe's opening the conference play, but then, hit a little rough patch there when we went to Lock Haven and St. Francis. But the team, I thought, did a good job. They took it in stride. I really didn't think it really registered with them that they had to win out to get in until this past Davidson game. I felt like I sensed the pressure a little bit and the tenseness with them. But they did a great job with it.
Well, you have a program that has been perennially a team that expects to win the Atlantic 10 tournament. So here you go again with a chance to do just that. You'll face St. Joe's in the first game on Friday. Tell us a little bit about the Hawks, and that's the host for the tournament, so you have to play them on their home field.
They've had a similar situation as us where their backs were against the wall and they had to win out, and they beat Davidson, they beat St. Francis, and in some nail-biter games. And so they've been in a very similar situation, pressures on their shoulders. And playing them are reflecting back to the opening game. I mean, we knew they would be a tough match. I think tactically they play a nice style of hockey. I think it'll be a good game. I think at this point we're just raring to go and excited to have the opportunity.
So having gone through these almost must-win situations, does that prepare you for a tournament scenario like you're going to have this weekend?
Reflecting back to past seasons when we were the 1 seed or second seed, and you have that expectation you're just going to roll through the tournament and all the pressure is on you. We had it last year, and we lost to Richmond in the final. And it's not to say that we don't have the expectation of the pressure now, but it's almost like it can't get much greater than it already was. We were notched at 1, with 20 minutes to go in the game against Davidson and looking at the season and potentially ending there. So just living through those emotions with the team and having them have their backs against the wall, I think is a huge help.
Well, best of luck this weekend.
Thanks,
it was great having you,
Josh.
Coach.
Thanks, appreciate it.
And now we're happy to welcome on a couple of the major contributors to the Minute Women this season. To the far right is defender Hannah Farrell, and in the middle here is midfielder Sarah Hawkshaw. And each of you had big parts in the end of the season in which the team won its final 3 games. And Sarah, I'll start with you. What was it like there to know you needed to make a push at the end of the regular season, and then you did to get into the Atlantic 10 tournament?
It was extremely difficult. We came together after the weekend of Lock Haven and St. Francis, where we just fell off completely, and came together, decided what we had to do, realised what we had to do, and kind of just put our foot down and no excuses for the last remaining of the season.
And Hannah, it came down to a game last weekend at Davidson. You needed to win it. You made a big defensive play, I know, to help in a 2-1 win. What was it like having that must-win situation last week?
Yeah, it puts a lot of pressure on the situation, but we had a lot of faith in each other, and we know we deserve a place in the tournament and took the harder route to get there. But yeah, we just knew we had to come out with the win, and I don't think we felt like that much pressure going in. We weren't too nervous. We knew it's like you have to treat it like any other game, and the results will happen. But yeah, we played well, so.
Sarah, it's been a really good season for you, scoring especially. Talk about the year that you've had personally, be able to put up as many goals as you have.
Getting any goal is enjoyable, but it's been a great year. All of us, in fairness to our team, it's been really broad with the scoring this year. We played one game and 6 different people scored in the one game, which was really impressive for any hockey team.
They expect, Hannah, they expect to be in the A10 tournament here at UMass, and there's been such a tradition of success. Is there pressure on the team because of that tradition?
There is in some sense. In one way, it's kind of been nice this year because it makes you realise how much we take it for granted getting a place in that tournament, in such an easy fashion that we usually do. And then not winning it last year, we're right back in it again and just back on track to, how we set our goals at the beginning of the season.
Sarah, tell me a little bit about St. Joe's. That's the team you're going to play in the first game of this tournament.
It'll be a huge challenge, especially playing them at home. St. Joe's, last time we played it was 3-1. Wasn't an easy 3-1. Any team we played this whole year has been difficult. The scores have been all over the place. We see the results have been all over the place. So especially with them being at home, it'll be a challenge. What's it going to take, Hannah, for you guys to get 2 wins this weekend and go back to the NCAAs?
I think we can do a lot of hard work. I think we displayed yesterday in the game against Davidson that when it comes down to it, we're ready and willing to put the work in.
Well, ladies, congratulations on your success thus far, and best of luck this weekend in Philadelphia.
Thank you.
That is Hannah Farrell, Sarah Hawkshaw here on UMass Sports Insider. It's time for us to take a quick break. When we return, we're heading back to soccer, and we'll meet a Minute Woman senior who has fought her way back to the field this season and helped push her Minute Women team to some victories in Atlantic 10 play. We'll be right back.
Leadership isn't given. It's earned. Realized. Accomplished. Fulfilled. Won. Leadership isn't given. It's taken.
Welcome back to UMass Sports Insider. The women's soccer season ended last weekend here at Rudd Field for the Minutewomen, but one that had some success thanks in large to a senior and one of the team's leading scorers. Lyme disease can be a physically exhausting experience, but this UMass senior was able to overcome its effects and help lead the Minutewomen to a lot of success this year on the pitch. Let's meet Jackie Bruno as presented by Peter Pan.
I just noticed that I was super fatigued all the time. My body felt so weak. At first I just thought I'm out of shape. It's going to take a while to get it back, but then just constantly I would be sleeping like 13 hours at night and then still have to take naps during the day, and that just isn't me at all. So just after going for multiple blood tests, they came back positive with Lyme disease. The doctors here and the trainers were looking at me like, I don't think this kid could, pull out 2 days without really doing more damage to herself that she can't handle. Being on the sidelines for all that time it broke my heart, because there's nothing I love more than playing, and especially with this group of girls. I only played about 50 minutes in New Hampshire, and I felt really good during, I guess it must have been adrenaline, excitement. I felt like I was moving pretty well, and I felt good during the game. Once I got home, I think I slept for over 30 hours in 2 days, and I tried to go out to practice, and I couldn't even sit on the bench because I was so absolutely shot. It was basically like it was like dangled in front of my face, like getting back to playing. As time went on, I started feeling a lot better. I felt like I was getting to the point where I could get back out on the field. I just said, why not go for it? If I feel sick, then I feel sick. If there's anything that I can give, I want to give it. I was just really excited, but I was super nervous. I didn't feel like I was physically fit enough to maybe keep up with the level, and I hadn't been on the ball that much. And I just wanted to contribute in whatever way I could. It's my job to score goals, so being able to put how many ever I can in the back of the net is always what I'm trying to do. Literally have made some of the best friends that I could have ever asked for. It's been awesome. You don't get experiences like this if you're not part of a team. It's been great. I'm so, like I said, I'm so thankful for every player that I've gotten to step on the field with.
Jackie Bruno finished her UMass career here at Rudd Field last Sunday, where the Minutewomen won 6 games. In fact, all 6 of the team's victories this season came right here at home. We'll be back to wrap up another edition of UMass Sports Insider right after this.
It's football season, and that means excitement, thrills, and adventure. Enjoy friends and family VIP status when your Minutemen take to the field at Gillette Stadium. Be there Saturday, November 7th, as we face Akron. For just $80, you'll get 4 great seats, a $20 voucher to use any way you'd like in stadium, amazing local discounts, and free parking. Let the season begin with you. Call 866-UMass-TIX to get this exclusive deal and lock in your seats today.
Forward-thinking insurance company with a global network, focused on taking care of you and your family, providing freedom from worry everywhere you go. Mafre Insurance, a forward-thinking insurance company with a global network, providing friendly service with over 2,000 professionals taking care of you and your family. Mafre Insurance.
I'm getting ready to shop for school supplies, and I'm kind of super excited about it.
A number 2 pencil, it'll get you through the day. This is what you need.
Why didn't I get enough pencils?
Like, I'd open a pack of paper, and I'd be like, it smells like learning.
Love that sound.
Oh, the future is now, ladies and gentlemen.
This is what I'm gonna get. This right here.
I am a student again, and I can do anything, and I have an agenda.
In addition to the football game at Gillette Stadium on Saturday, UMass hockey is back on Mullins Center ice Saturday night at 7:30 as they play the back end of a home-and-home weekend with Hockey East rival UConn. The puck drops at 7:30. And also on Saturday at noon at Red Field, it's senior day for men's soccer as they try to cement a spot in the Atlantic 10 tournament, taking on Fordham. We hope to see you on campus. Well, that's going to do it for this week's edition of UMass Sports Insider. Our next news show comes your way next week as we preview the start of the men's hoop season with a sit-down with head coach Derek Kellogg. Until then, I'm Josh Maurer. Thanks for watching and have a great weekend.